Hi. Every man I've ever mentored starts with the same belief that there's somehow something wrong with him. And I'm here to tell you that that's not the case. My philosophy is summed up in two words: whole and free. And my belief, my knowing, is that each of us, and that includes you, are whole in that we have access to a huge array of amazing human qualities that were planted in us when we were born and are still present inside of us. The patience, the kindness, the courage, the steadfastness, the compassion, the love, everything that you need is already inside of you. It's been hidden. What it's been hidden by is the stories that we tell ourselves, the narratives that we're told about what it is to be a man. You were taught some of these deliberately. You absorbed others from your father, maybe your mother, other role models in your young life, and from the culture. And the work that we're going to do together is to allow you to be free of those stories so your wholeness can be revealed and can be embodied in your life going forward. So whole and free is the philosophy here. And what we're doing right now is we're just beginning that process by introducing awareness to the stories that we tell ourselves. Let me tell you a story that I told myself as a young boy. I remember walking to church. I was probably 8 or 9 years old. I got some new corduroy trousers. And as I walked down the road, I could hear the sound of the corduroy brushing against each other in my inner thighs. And the thought immediately went through my head, I don't know where it came from. It probably came from a John Wayne movie I'd been watching one Saturday afternoon. But the idea came that real men didn't walk in a way that their thighs touched. And so as a 9-year-old boy, I adopted the John Wayne walk to make sure I couldn't be accused of being unmanly or effeminate in some way. And for years, I had this exaggerated walk until I realized that this was a strange story that I'd picked up along the way that defined who I was as a man. Bringing awareness to our stories is the key step, and that's the work this week. It's not to change anything, it's not to fix something, it's simply to become aware of the stories that you're telling yourself. And that job of finding awareness sometimes means we have to look underneath at the motives for our behaviors, because not everything we do is driven by a conscious choice. Some of these stories operate like an invisible, unconscious operating system that dictates what we do. So have some fun this week, simply looking at where are the places where my behavior's stuck and what's the story underneath it? Where are the patterns of behavior that I repeat, that I perhaps, that limit me or cause me problems? What's the story underneath? That's what we're looking for. Carl Jung said, until we make the unconscious conscious, we'll continue to be lived by it and we'll call it fate. So we're diving in to the unconscious to shine light on it, make it conscious, come into awareness of the stories that have been running and limiting our lives. By the end of the week, I hope you'll be able to see super clearly where the points of leverage are. What are the big stories that you're living, that you've been living, that you learned, that are getting in the way of everything that you want? That's the target. Go find them. Good luck.